Hello again. Welcome back for Voice Matters October Live. Today is day 6. Just in case you're curious, I think there are 22 weekdays total. The tricky thing about soul suckers, I sometimes wish that we would only need to notice, learn about, and then release the soul suckers one time during our entire lives. Unfortunately, that is not how it works, at least for me. It's also not how it works with our learning, our life lessons. I wish that I could only learn each life lesson one time. But really, what tends to happen is I seem to learn the same lesson again and again in a slightly different way, or most of the time, a slightly deeper way each time. And I think the same is true of releasing the soul suckers. Each time we release them from being in charge, we learn a little bit more about them. We're definitely growing and changing, and the work of looking at them and releasing them is also becoming deeper and deeper ingrained in us. Uh, they are going to show up whenever we're up to something that really matters to us, something that is important, something that involves creativity or transformation or vulnerability or honoring our values. They're here for life. And if we're going to keep growing and changing, they're going to keep showing up again and again and again. Here's the tricky thing that I would love for you to remember. They only speak to us when we're doing something that's important enough to get their attention. Otherwise, they might be quiet. If they care enough about what we're doing to try to protect us from that courage, creativity, vulnerability, growth, if they care enough about it, that's a sign, a huge sign that we're actually on to something, that we're doing something meaningful to us and possibly to the world. Otherwise, they would be silent. When they care enough to engage, it means we're creating change and transformation. So it's a tricky thing. And yet, knowing this means that over time, we might start to develop a sense of peace with them and to start to understand that they are actually a part of our creative process. The soul suckers are my name for something that many people have talked about in terms of the creative process: the inner critic, the ego, resistance to the change or to the creativity that's about to happen. So, see if you can start to notice when it is that your soul suckers come up, and trust that they're actually a great sign that you're on to something that matters to you and possibly many other people, and that they're a part of your creative process. And maybe it means you'll start to have a little bit of love and affection for them when they show up without letting them derail you from the important, meaningful thing.